Chelsea is going to win Big Brother, and here's why. Okay, Chelsea has the 10 best moves. Number 1, convincing T-Core to get Tucker out of the house and convincing the entire house to go with it. Convincing Mackenzie to do her dirty work all season. Getting Mackenzie to backdoor Leah. Targeting Quinn during her HOH as a backdoor. Chelsea's relationship with T-Core, who has a major impact in the jury.
Huge.
Chelsea's relationship with Cam, who helped her game and everybody likes. Using her double eviction to get out Angela. Making moves that people didn't feel threatened by, including getting out Lisa, Quinn, Angela, and Rubina. Being part of all the major alliances this season, but not trying to control them. And winning 5 HOHs, 1 AI arena.
That's a lot. Chelsea's going to crush it. If she doesn't win, who knows what the F just happened.
Honestly, I mean, like, Chelsea's literally going to win. But I have a devil's advocate.
Okay.
All right, this is why Mackenzie is going to win Big Brother 26. Now, Mackenzie has won all season long. She's won 2 HOHs, 5 vetoes, 2 AI arenas, and used her veto almost every single time. Not losing when Matt left. So when Matt left, she did not let her emotions get in the way. Laying low in the beginning of the season, making an alliance with Chelsea and Cam. Working with Chelsea to spearhead the getting out of Tucker. And besting Chelsea and Cam. Probably her best move of the season. Targeting Rubina and Chemo, not the best move. Backdooring and getting out her ally Leah, not the best move. Going with the house to get Cedric out, not the best move. And her worst move of the season was voting out Rubina.
True.
So,
okay.
But she could still win.
So what about our dog up in the crib?
Yeah, now our dog. Okay. This is why Cam is going to win Big Brother 26. Cam has never touched the block in Big Brother 26. Everybody in that house and in that jury absolutely loves Cam. And even though Cam is a strong, athletic guy, he has been able to never be on anyone's radar. He gets the house to make up a Big Brother song. He teaches meditation and yoga to the house. He flirts with all the girls, making all the girls think that he likes him. He is bros with all the boys, so he never is a threat to the guys. And he's never won a single comp, but yet everyone is still wanting to keep him around and thinks that he's athletic and that he could win a comp if he wanted to. He went with the house no matter who was in power. And he always told the HOH that he has their back. And his biggest move of the season, besting Chelsea.
Totally. That was his best move for sure.
Oh, yeah. So I think, like, in my opinion, Big Brother 26, like, Chelsea has no bad moves that she made this season. I think she can argue Tucker, I think she can argue, was her idea, because this is how it happened on the show from what we saw. Chelsea goes to Cam and says, I think we could use this week to get out Tucker. Chelsea and Cam go to Rubina and Chemo and to try to get in T-Core's ear. Then basically Chelsea and Cam went to Mackenzie, who was kind of in the alliance with Leah at the time, to kind of get in their ears as well to make sure everyone is part of this game plan. I think the only person, or maybe they didn't go with Rubina because Rubina was in a showmance with it, right? With him. Yeah. So I think the only person that
And they had a weird thing with Chemo because Chemo also thought he was in a showmance with Tucker. So he was kind of like running and telling on them. So it's pretty much exactly what you said, except they were, I believe Chelsea or one of them had some sort of conversation with T-Core, but not as much with Chemo and Rubina because they were both like in love with Tucker. But it still worked. Like the strategic way that they worked that with going into the right people, like Chelsea basically directing who she's going to talk to, kind of getting Cam to say like a few things like to who she wanted him to. Like Chelsea's just like a puppet master orchestrating everything. Didn't get her hands
doing
dirty
it from behind the scenes.
Yeah.
Which
convincing people to say the words that she wants to say, to do the things that she wants to do, to like wound the people she wants to wound, and then her being the person to smooth things over or convince people of impossible, insane, illogical stuff. Chelsea totally is like, there's been more competitive seasons of Big Brother, so it's not like she's the most competitive house, but that does not negate how masterful Chelsea's gameplay is.
Well, and she's won a lot of different competitions. So Chelsea has won 5 HOHs and a Big Brother arena. So I think that like the fact that she has constantly won HOHs, which puts her in power of making decisions, and the fact that she is winning when she needs to, makes her look very competitive. Now, yes, did Mackenzie win a little bit more competitions than Chelsea? Sure. But those were vetoes, and I don't feel like people ever look at those as much as they look at like an HOH win. You know what I mean?
If all you do is comp beast your way through, and now we know the jury is very aware that Chelsea's pulling all of the mental strings on Mackenzie. Mackenzie is reduced to just a comp beast, not a comp beast and a strategist, not a comp beast and a friend, not a comp beast and a mastermind, not a comp beast and anything. In fact, she's looked at as somebody who purely by sheer force of physical strength, and she did mental stuff too, but they're thinking of it more physical, even though she has won some mind type stuff and memory stuff. They look at Mackenzie as a person who like bombed her way through with strength, but not somebody who did that with any sort of strategic plan. And they know it was Chelsea. So they know that Chelsea did both, won a ton of comps, had a great social game, and a great strategic game. That's like the trifecta.
100%. And the fact that Leah knows that the reason that she went home is because of Chelsea, I think it's a game over right there. Because Leah knows that, and Quinn and T-Core are in the jury. Also, the fact that Rubina got voted out by Mackenzie, I think is going to sit badly, like leave a bad taste in her mouth.
Rubina's mad.
And you're looking at this jury is like T-Core, Rubina, Chemo, and Quinn, who are probably making all the decisions. I think Leah is going to definitely lean toward Chelsea because of the fact that Chelsea was the one that got her out, right? Like, and she didn't do it in a like masterful, mean, like evil way. She did it in like a smart, like puppet master strategic way.
I think Leah thinks my friend was Mackenzie.
Yes.
And wow, this puppet master got this person who A, wasn't even truly my friend, and B, is clearly not that smart to vote me out against her best interests, and respects Chelsea for that. And Leah has said she respects Chelsea for that. And 100%. Then Quinn agreed. So that's a very, very good look. Now, I want to bring up one thing. Remember when T-Core left the house, she became like a totally different person? Like, it was like she became way more relaxed and less uptight. Rubina, who was gripping onto being super friendly and smiling and acting nice, was genuinely that way in the beginning, but as it dwindled down to people that she kind of didn't like and were saying aren't her people, she did the opposite. Rubina got evicted and went outside the house and was like pissed. You could tell. Yeah. She was angry. So now you have Rubina upset with Mackenzie, kind of like met on cam, annoyed with Chelsea, but gets the game, knows it's a game, so she's not going to hold it against Chelsea. You know, so that anger she has inside is going to get held against Mackenzie.
And I agree. And I think also Rubina recognizes that she was team Mackenzie, and that when Mackenzie made that big move, that bad move, that it was because of Chelsea. So I think it's like, she respects Chelsea for making that move and getting Mackenzie to vote out Rubina. But I think Rubina is like, you were my friend, and then like this last week you didn't talk to me. She didn't talk to her. She didn't really like try to have a relationship with her. Like I said, when it was Final Four and I had to talk to Portia, I was literally following Portia around like a puppy dog.
I remember.
Yeah, and like telling her every single day, like, I am taking you to final 3. I am going to do whatever you need to do. So part of that's on Rubina, but a lot of that's on Mackenzie, because Mackenzie has to also think, in the end, she's going to need a vote. So it's like, Mackenzie's worst move, I think, is like, is getting rid of Rubina this final 3, because if by chance Rubina were to win final 2 and go to, final 3 and won final 3, she was going to bring Mackenzie over Chelsea. So it's like, you have to, like, Mackenzie's never looked at how the puzzle was being put together.
Yes. She's never looked at the end game.
Right.
She thinks she has, because she has thought the end game, the one credit I'll give Mackenzie is that Mackenzie did believe she was in alliance with Cam and Chelsea, which she sort of is.
She is,
and they were bringing her to the final 3, and she could trust that. However, she somehow thinks that she has a much better relationship with Cam than she does. He's like, get rid of her. And she thinks that Chelsea's her best friend, when Chelsea has openly now told us as the viewing audience that MJ is basically a tool and a justify for Chelsea's means. So I would say Mackenzie, in a way, one of her best moves, in addition to just her natural physical prowess, was hitching her wagon to Chelsea, but it was also her undoing.
Right, agreed. And I think she would have needed to turn on Chelsea before it got this far along.
Correct.
Because although it was great, Chelsea's won competitions and brought Mackenzie with her, I guarantee if Chelsea didn't win veto, that Mackenzie would have been that 4th person out the door.
When we watched the jury last night, watching Chemo's video, they said, this is the chance for Mackenzie to backdoor Chelsea. They stated the gameplay, and when she didn't do it, they were like, openly like, are you kidding? So I think their respect for Mackenzie went down. They saw that she had a wide open shot to get Chelsea out and didn't take it. And I think no matter who Mackenzie is sitting next to, whether it's Cam, whether it's Chelsea, the fact that they know that and saw that she had the chance to get rid of Chelsea and didn't, I don't know if they're going to be able to get over that. They're going to be like, well, you were dumb enough to bring her to sit next to you, so we're not going to vote for you.
100%, yeah. And the fact that she didn't get out Chelsea, and the fact that she wanted to go with this final 3 deal. Like, I do believe, from watching Mackenzie and like watching her on live feeds, like, I do believe she has that relationship with Chelsea, which also goes to show how good Chelsea is at being a strategic puzzle player or like chess player, whatever, but also Chelsea's good at convincing people to do what she needs to do by being their friend instead of manipulating them like a Dan Giesling, right?
Yeah, that's true. But it's Chelsea also openly said that would be better for Mackenzie's game, but I'm not here for Mackenzie. I'm here for my game. So she kept making choices that weren't as like diabolical, as hurtful as Dan, but it's like, it was almost like soft manipulation. But there was a little bit of some gaslighting there, and a little bit of I know they both had their like sisters in Christ, both we love the Bible thing, and although I believe they're both religious people, I think that Chelsea realized that Mackenzie's a little bit naive and didn't realize you can separate the two things. Like, you can still be a good human, you can be a Christian, you can be any religion, be a good person and still play these games, but be lying to someone's face. And I think Chelsea knows that Mackenzie also is like, well, we read Bible verses together, so Chelsea would never shank me or get rid of me or choose Cam over me. But that's not Big Brother. That's the real world, where there are morals and rules, and where you would actually live by, something like that. Like your Bible study partner, you wouldn't in real life screw over.
Right.
But in Big Brother, it's Big Brother.
It's Big Brother. And I do not think Chelsea will bring Mackenzie to the final HOH. Now we know Chelsea won part 1 of the HOH. Spoiler alert! Chelsea won part 1 of the HOH, final HOH. So Mackenzie and Cam will be going head to head for part 2. And then part 3 will be played out live on Sunday's Eviction episode. I mean, honestly, it's not looking good for Cam, but Cam has not won anything all season. This would be like the one thing he would win. He's definitely not winning part 3, but let's just say Cam, goes to final two, I think Chelsea and Cam take each other, and I think Chelsea takes Cam no matter what. I don't think she's taking Mackenzie.
Her ultimate alliance is Cam, not Mackenzie.
Yeah.
She also knows that Mackenzie she doesn't know what the jury is thinking, feeling, or saying. She doesn't know what clips they see. She doesn't know that they know that she's pulling the strings. For all Chelsea thinks they could be thinking that Mackenzie is just like the most strategic person ever, comp beast, everything, that Mackenzie could pull out her stats and just slightly beat her. So Chelsea, of course, wants to take Cam, and she'll be able to add that to, now, while I did pull strings to make moves for whatever, I still stayed loyal to the one person. I promised I stayed loyal, so he's sitting right next to me, which is a passive-aggressive way of saying he did nothing. I got him here, so there's no way he could win. But also, I am a very loyal person because the one person I made a true promise to, I kept, because look, he's here.
Right, 100%. And that's another thing to Cam's credit. Like, look, he played a horrible Big Brother game, and he's never going to be a legend of Big Brother, but
he kind of is.
He is, because he played such a great second, like, runner-up game, right? Like, he literally played the absolute best final two game that you could possibly play. So if your goal is to play final two, then, like, yeah, he did do it, but he's not going to beat either one of these girls. He would have needed to have Rubina up there with him.
Yeah, who still might have beat him because she has those other strong things.
Chemo and one
exactly, and everyone knows he hasn't done much. I actually think Cam is happy with being a number two. I think he probably came in wanting to win, and when he realized he wasn't winning as much, realized his best plan was to hitch his wagon to Chelsea, get as far as he can, get the most camera time, build up, whatever business he has, build up the image he has as like a good guy, get his catchphrase of the shout out to my dogs at the crib, which when he forgot last night, thank God, Julie reminded him. And I will say, Rubina starting her speech with shout out to my dogs at the crib was iconic last night. That was great. But Cam, I don't think mine's being second. Obviously, $750,000 would be great, but I think Cam realized he wasn't getting it. So I think he thought my second best chance is second place, maybe an America's favorite player, which he's not, Tucker's going to get that, possibly Angela or something. But people like him. People are going to want to work with him. He's somebody who can go on the challenge or an Amazing Race.
Oh, he's sure going to be on the challenge.
Yeah.
And I think he does good on the challenge. Like we talked about last week, I do think he does good on the challenge. But yeah, he is 100%. He's going on the challenge. He is, like, I wonder if he will have a relationship with Chelsea after this, because I mean, just because he said no so many times in the house doesn't mean that outside of the house they won't like actually hit it off in real life, especially if Chelsea wins.
I agree.
I mean, is Cam gonna say, okay, well, look, she won, and maybe it is a chance to be on Amazing Race?
I've thought this whole time that they do like each other, and the reason why Chelsea has seemed unreasonably mad about him flirting is because they know that they like each other, but absolutely did not want to get in a showmance. So I think she's kind of like, you're my boyfriend after this, and you know it. So why are you messing around with Mackenzie? Like, I think that's what was driving her so crazy, because Chelsea is rational. Very rational. That was the only thing that she was so bizarrely irrational about, that it made me think that there's a chance, not a guarantee, but that they probably do like each other. They probably have some sort of acknowledgement of it and are like, let's just wait till this is over. And then she's sitting there fuming, being like, oh, you want me to be after this?
Exactly. Or maybe Cam has told her that or made her believe that.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, I watch the live feeds when they're together, and like, they get into a lot of like deep conversations. Yeah. There's a lot of times when they're talking about like real, like, family stuff, like life stuff. Like, and Chelsea, obviously we know she likes him, and it does seem like Cam likes her. It's just going to be a matter of like, is he like attracted to her, or is he, and Chelsea's so pretty, like why wouldn't he be
gorgeous? The moment I thought that this might be real is when Zingbot made fun of Chelsea and then about it, and then Chelsea made some sort of comment, and when Cam answered her, everybody that was making comments thought it was a BS type of answer. Like, I can't remember what he said, but he said something to the effect that there is a chance, and what are you talking about? But the smile And the way he looked down, but was smiling with his eyes and his mouth was, you know what I'm talking. It wasn't it was the opposite of what everyone at home thought.
Right,
Everyone was
agreed.
saying that just to be nice.
Right.
It's
No.
because it's true.
It felt like they had a conversation where it was like, he either said, you know, maybe we'll get together after this, or like, we have to focus, we can be each other's final two, but we have to focus on like not letting people know in the house that we have a showmance, which is smart for Cam's game. Look, if he didn't flirt with Leah and Mackenzie, he might have seen the block more. I don't know.
That's why I think Chelsea was so mad, because even though it had to happen, he needed to do it to have Chelsea and to have Mackenzie and Leah kind of like ooh around him. I truly believe that there's a possibility for him and Chelsea outside of the house. So Chelsea was like being like, "Oh my God, are you going to do this in my face? You're going to have Leah, you're going to follow Leah around and cuddle with Mackenzie when you know we're waiting till after this on purpose so I can take home the crown. Oh, I am going to go get the bag. I'm going to secure the bag for us as a couple, and you're going to go flirt in my face. I'm moving my cock."
I agree. I totally agree that there was something. Well, I wonder how Chelsea, I mean, like, I watched a little bit of the live feeds this week, but it is kind of boring when it's only 3 of them. But I wonder how Chelsea was able to actually get in Mackenzie's head and convince her to vote out Rubina when it was like, I know, like, Mackenzie kept saying, okay, well, Rubina's not talking to me, but it was like, but she was. And then Mackenzie seemed like it felt like she almost doesn't understand that how the game is going to end up at the end. Do you know what I mean? Like, it almost feels like she doesn't understand how this works.
Well, she didn't, because she thought that she was going to go into the diary room to cast that vote. Chelsea had to explain to her, and I'm exaggerating here, but it was almost like Chelsea was like, no, they're not going to have you pause, walk down a hallway, go in there, tell Julie she looks beautiful, talk to your family, say, sadly, I vote to evict Rubina, walk back down the hallway, come back into the living room, and then have Julie announce, someone, there's been one vote, the sole vote's been cast for Rubina. Like Chelsea did have to, Mackenzie had no idea. And then Mackenzie freaked out a little bit about it. So you know that you're exactly right, that Mackenzie does not only really is exactly how Big Brother is played, but like not her surroundings, what's going on around her, what her best moves are, what's happening. Like she's just, and on top of it, it's one thing to not be sure, but she's sure of herself. Like when she was like, oh, Rubina told me that you said this, this, and this. Stuff that Chelsea did say. And Mackenzie was like, oh, I laughed when she told me.
Yeah. That's why I was like really confused. Or like when she went to Chelsea and said that, she said, oh, well, Rubina told me that she'll take me to final 2, but like you guys aren't going to. And then I was like, does she not understand that like that's actually, they can't both take her to final 2?
Right. Yeah, the logic of, you're right. You know what? Because even if she thought Rubina was just trying to game her, butter her up, still mathematically, it can't happen.
It can't happen.
Right. There's not, a final 2 is a final 2, not a final 3. Like
exactly.
It's like in Mackenzie's mind, she thinks that she's sitting on the couch with both of them no matter what, not one or the
other. I agree. It feels like she thinks that she's going to get, like, it's going to come down to a vote where they're voting for maybe all 3 of them at the same time. But that's like very confusing to me, which makes me think, does she not watch how the season ends on Big Brother? Like,
I don't think so. I don't think she's an avid watcher. She's a casual, I think. And like a casual who doesn't even pay complete attention, because I forgot. I forgot about and I've watched a lot of seasons. I have friends on these seasons. I've watched both yours. I've watched every time Marcellus will go on, and I watch it because I love him. There's just people I know, and I'm a fan of the show. So I forgot about that the person who gets the veto this week cast the sole vote. Like, just went over my head. And it's just because there's so much Big Brother that I can understand that if you're not immersed in it and you're Mackenzie and you're familiar with it, that you would forget a detail like that, or a detail like how the end works. Because Big Brother's a lot. There are so many different
there's so many different
rules and what happens each week, and different types of comps and different
twists.
yeah, there's a lot of traditions. There's just so many different things. And if you are somebody who's played it like you or is well versed or a super fan, you'll remember it. But I think if you just, I would consider myself like a very big fan. And I even was like, oh
Yep.
my God, that's right. Like she does, like the person with the veto is the only person who votes. Totally forgot.
Yeah. And that's the only thing that matters that week. Hey,
Yeah.
my battery's gonna die. So let me go grab a battery for my
Okay.
phone, for my computer. I'm so sorry. Sorry, Bobby.
It's okay. Rachel, I even forgot that that is literally rewatched the end of your season and forgot that that's how you got there by getting the veto and casting the sole vote.
Yeah.
I watched that like a few weeks ago as a reminder because I was catching up on like some interesting, I think I saw a video of like some of the best final whatevers. And then they had like, oh, a Rachel Reilly's plan came up. So I was like, well, I'm gonna watch Rachel, obviously, because we do this show. And I watched it, then again forgot. I've seen the show a million times, went and watched you specifically do the thing where you cast the vote. And
Yeah.
then this week, like, was like, oh my God, right, Mackenzie with the veto cast the sole vote, like as if I had never heard of it. So I understand why Mackenzie might not know the way the game is played if you not watch it over and over again, especially if you're like
Yeah.
also a little like nervous and in it and like you forget. Maybe.
Right. And also perhaps because you're like playing such a long season that you just I'm telling you, everything becomes your reality in that
Yes,
house
I
when
know.
you're in that game, which is another thing that's like it's so hard to think about like Mackenzie's relationship with Chelsea and Cam because like if she gets burned, I think it's going to hurt her really badly because
Deeply.
yeah, deeply because she looks at Chelsea at this point like her sister, her number 2, like this is her person. And I
Homes for
really
life.
think that, yeah, her like lifeline in that house, it's like weird, but like that house becomes such a reality
Yeah.
that you forget about anything else. Like even when they see their family, even when they see all these things, like you just forget because you're so immersed in this game.
Right. And
So,
because Mackenzie is a physical competitor and not a very mental strategic competitor, it's even more compounded because it would be more of a
yeah,
blind side and more of a hurt for it to be
yeah,
betrayed. She would interpret it as betrayed by Chelsea, where that's just big brother baby. But Mackenzie was talking about who she's going to remain friends with after the show, saying, "Oh, I'm not going to follow Angela on Instagram. I'm not going to this." So Mackenzie also thinks she knew who her friends were in there, thought the friendships were all real, the connections were all real. And it feels real when you live in a house with people and you're
yeah,
being filmed 24/7 because whether people know it or not, The Apprentice is filmed 24/7. We're in the house together and we form a trauma bond the same way people that like, no, I'm not disrespecting troops. It's definitely not the same way people that go to war do, but it's a similar feeling of constant um awareness, movement, like you're in fight or flight all the time and you're cut off from the rest of the world. You don't have your
yeah.
phone, you don't have anything else. This is your family, this is your reality, this is your world. And
And
I
even if it's just for a few weeks, it's
yes,
still like really intense.
I think it's good that Mackenzie's very young because I
Yeah,
think that Mackenzie's going to be very hurt deeply emotionally when Chelsea has to make moves against her. So I think
yeah,
it's good that Mackenzie is young enough to take this as like a lesson learned, maybe about life and about the game, and will have time to kind of reflect on it more. I think maybe I'm making an excuse for Mackenzie, or maybe I think it's just a good thing, because sometimes you got
yeah.
to learn a lesson about life and real. Oh, Mackenzie was a recruit, I'm told. So she was
Oh,
recruited for
okay.
Big Brother. I don't know. I haven't seen the confirmation of myself, but I've seen a bunch of people saying it and saying they have it confirmed, and I've
Okay.
heard it repeatedly. So I'm pretty sure Mackenzie was recruited for it, which would make
But
also
even
more.
then, you still watch the full season in jury. So, or not in jury, in like sequester before the show starts. So I'm wondering if she didn't take that time to watch it. Like they give you the tapes, but like you don't, they're not like forcing you to watch it. So, and then sometimes like she just might not have watched a full season. She
Or
might have
what?
just watched like
Or
like got bored with it.
what if she did, and her takeaway was win all the competitions?
Right? That's true.
Yeah.
Who knows what season they had her watch.
Yeah. Right. And she also might have, regardless of the season. First, we don't know what season Mackenzie watched. It's usually, what did they give you, 2 seasons, I think, or 1?
It depends, like, and it depends how quickly you watch them. So, like, for example, if they give you the DVDs and you just like go through them like super quickly and you're just like, I'm ready for the next DVD, then they will just keep giving you seasons,
I
but
will give me
they
every
also cut
season.
you off
Ugh.
because I remember in my sequester, and I've heard from people even in recent seasons that like they won't show them the last episode, or they won't, they'll cut them off at like after they watch too many DVDs, stuff like that. So
I would want to be able to make requests. Like, can I see the season where person won who was the
yeah.
most evil and manipulative? Can I see where someone won through charm? Can I see through one?
But if you recruited, you don't know about that. You don't really even know how the game works. So if you're recruited, you like Google it on the internet and you're like, okay, this is how it works. But you're not thinking in your head, I want to see someone that was manipulative. Cause like you're probably actually just thinking in your head, like, oh, it's just a game that you play and it's no big deal. And like, you might not even think about the manipulation factor,
Yeah, I think Mackenzie, well, we can see Mackenzie clearly didn't, because she doesn't see when she's getting like Chelsea misted. She doesn't see when Rowena is telling her the truth. She doesn't see when even Cam is like starting to openly kind of like not like Mackenzie. And she's still, it's weird because Mackenzie, I think, gets a little irritated by Cam too, but still thinks that he likes her way more than he does.
Oh,
So,
for sure.
yeah.
For sure. Well, and Mackenzie's spending a lot of time with Chelsea too, which interferes with Cam's relationship with Chelsea.
Yeah.
And I think that like Cam doesn't like that. And because it's just the 3 of them this week, like I think that we're going to see a lot more of like either Chelsea and Mackenzie going off, or Mackenzie and Cam. But if Cam is smart, he's going to grab Chelsea every single day and like, pull her aside and be like, hey girl, what's up? How you doing? Like,
Yeah,
we're best friends. We're good.
because
Right?
Mackenzie and Chelsea, who keep flipping back winning HOH, have been sleeping in the same bed together for 9 years now, however long the season has been.
I mean, literally.
Yeah,
Literally.
the past 2 weeks, they are always in the HOH bed together. They always have, and Cam's like kind of on the couch, but when he is, he's sleeping.
Oh, I know. Well, he's gonna, if he doesn't continue to grab Chelsea this week, like he literally has, today's Friday, Saturday, Sunday, two days, Cam, 2 days that you have to grab her. Your only job for 2 days is to follow her around like a puppy, to talk to her and make sure that you're good. Otherwise, he's going to be in trouble, because Mackenzie's for sure bringing Chelsea, like 100%. And I don't even know if Mackenzie knows that she might, like you said, Mackenzie might think she might win because she's won so many competitions.
Yes. I think she can list off her competitions,
Right.
and then list off things she was part of.
Right.
And this is the funniest part. Chelsea is a very good orator. She's a very good speaker. She is very good with words and knowing how to use them. She's been rehearsing her speech over and over again. Mackenzie was starting to tell Chelsea what she was going to say if she was in the final 2.
I mean, she doesn't get it. Yeah, like she doesn't know that they're like in a competition.
She doesn't realize that that the other 2 people there don't want to bring her to it, and then if she does get there, that means she has absolutely no idea that Chelsea's taking every single word that she says and going, okay, now that I know that you're going to do this, I'm going to do that.
Yeah. I think once the second HOH part 2 will be played, I think once that's played, she might start realizing it. I mean, like, I really think Mackenzie will win, but like, do you think there's a world where Cam could win part 2 of this HOH? Like,
yeah.
So part 1 sounds like it was some sort of endurance, like it was messy. They were like, covered in green goo. So I'm guessing
the only thing Cam has done good at was endurance. It was the wall.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Oh, and you know what? He did do very well with memorizing all the facts in the house, because Mackenzie just barely eked him out on that. That's true. So,
but I will say that, like, at the end of the day, part two is usually like a physical / puzzle.
Cam better like puzzles.
I know, right? I really like puzzles.
Mackenzie's good at those.
I saw Tucker posted this like top 5 favorite Big Brother house guests or something, or winners or something.
Mm-hmm.
And his list was like Cody and Dick and like Jag. He was with Jag, so fine, I get that. And then he put himself on the list. Dan was also on the list. And I was like, dude, is Tucker a boy's boy? Like, I mean, I kind of like understand that, but like,
bro, where are you?
It's Jonny Fairplay, reality TV icon, Survivor Hall of Famer, and I'm talking today about Work Money. Work Money is a non-profit organization that focuses on lowering costs and raising incomes for all Americans to make American life more affordable and American families more economically secure. They provide products, services, perks, benefits, tips, and tools to help members improve their financial lives. It's time to level up and make more money in this economy. We're talking getting rich. Now, this sweepstakes is giving away $50,000. You can use this to pay your rent, your mortgage. Imagine what you can do with all the money that you'll save. Now, this is put on by Work Money, and this site has all these sick benefits, and it's free. Go sign up right now and get more rich. Now, listen, you can change your life. Now, what would you do if you didn't have to pay your rent or mortgage for a year? Listen, sign up right now for free. A link is available right here in the show notes. Check them out. Personally, I'd get more pinball machines. I'm Jonny Fairplay. I wouldn't lie about that. It's Work Money. More money.
Well, just because he was in a romance with I just called her Shobina, with Robina, does not mean that he is not such a bro. And it's like the way he talks, he puts his mouth in like this. I can't even do the Tucker talk. That's like he's always talking to his boys. It sounds like he's almost always shouting at his dogs at the crib without even doing it. He puts his shoulders up and he talks like this, and it's very like I'm Boston, so it's all about my boys. Like,
yeah. Oh, he was
you got your girl,
eyebrows, like
you got your girl, and then you got your boy.
So disappointed because in my like Rachel brain, I'm always thinking like if I ever went back on a show, like who can I work with? And I loved watching Tucker. Like he was so fun. I thought he had the biggest personality. Love it. But then like I can't work with a guy's guy. Like I'm not a guy's girl. You know what I mean? Like I don't like the bros. Like I just don't get along with them
either. I said I do. I love Dan Giesling's game, and I like Dan Giesling.
Dan's like a bro.
He's a loner. He's a lone wolf. Yeah. I loved watching him go down in Traders, but I loved Dan Giesling's game. I loved watching Ian beat him in the second one. Like Dan, right. I loved Dick because I've never seen such not giving a shit in my life. It was almost like, even though Angela was unhinged and not even intentionally doing it most of the time, it was like an Angela with intention.
Yeah. Well, and okay, like Dick, he's not a bro either.
No, you know what I mean? Not at all. Lone wolf. I like
lone wolf. So like the bros are like the Codys and the Derricks and like
I know. Sorry, but me too. I don't.
Oh, when they announced Derek was going to be doing the like throwback, I was like, well, at least I know I'm not watching it.
I was like, I couldn't. Bro. I was like, who? Like they were like Derek, and I was like, didn't he? But then his face didn't even look familiar. Like that's how on Cody too. Every time they do something with Cody, and then when they put him up, I'm like, I don't even remember this person and like what they did.
Well,
I remember who they are, but I don't remember anything about them.
And I get it. Cody won like the most recent All Stars, but like, why are they bringing Derek from season 16? But the good news is, rumor has it that Derek does not do good on the Traitors, the upcoming season of Traitors. Ooh. So at least we can be happy to know that gossip.
I have some gossip.
Yeah, what? Okay.
So they're back in Los Angeles. Everyone who went home, most of the Big Brother people are back in Los Angeles right now. Lisa threw a party. She hosted a little party for everybody. Taylor was there. I think Jag was there. People from the season were there.
Was this after that Pluto TV party?
I'm not sure, but I know that Lisa. This was something that was like it was. I know it was a Lisa-oriented hosted party because Tucker showed up. And she was like, it looked like Ed McMahon showed up with a check for like, $100 million for back in the day for you guys. That's if you won like the housing sweepstakes. She looked like she went Tucker showed up, and then he did videos of himself doing glitter drinks with her. So I know Pluto TV had something, and it could have been related, but I know this was a least thing because she didn't expect. She expects Tucker to show up to the sponsored things that everyone's going to, but it was unexpected that Tucker, I think,
because I know that I saw some videos where they were like hanging out at houses and like on couches and stuff. But then I also saw some videos where they all went to the Pluto TV USA Us Weekly magazine Pluto TV thing, which by the way they also all went to the Entertainment Weekly People one a few weeks ago, and I'm like, why do I not live in LA? Like I got invited to both of those, and I like it would have been so fun to go, and then but I'm like I'm not flying out from Alabama to go to a party, so sorry.
Well, you're still fun, young, and whatever.
$500.
I thought about it and reminisced, and I remembered the day that, and Fairplay and I talk about this, where all you need to do is show up at Saddle Ranch, and there was always other reality stars there. They'd embrace you, and you would know where the parties were, and then through those relationships, you would get invited to everything. So if somehow like you weren't invited to the Big Brother after parties, even though you're a reality star, somebody would make sure you were invited or be like, let them in. Like it was like all access, so much fun. And I thought that those days were kind of over, and I think they did wane because we were talking about how it doesn't really exist.
Well, like COVID, right? COVID like effed everything up.
Yeah, and it's kind of like coming back. So I did get excited for them, but I feel like I'm like, oh, for you cute kids, because I just feel tired.
That's what it feels like. They are the cute kids that are doing it now too. I do feel that, even though they're the same age as I am, but I feel like they're like the new, it's like the kids when they're new doing this, and it's like so exciting and all the things. I guess, and Julie Chen won an award at this. Like they presented her with the award.
They gave her one of the best. It was either best reality personality or like one of the top reality people.
No, she was awarded the original or something. I'll tell you right now what it was. Okay. Her award was, it's all over Taylor, and Taylor is hosting the jury roundtable, which we all knew. We all knew that was going to happen. So I'm glad it happened, and it's Taylor, and I'm glad that. I think she will be a very good jury roundtable host, and I think she always looks beautiful. Her clothes are always on point. She's so articulate. She was like trained her whole life to do this with pageants, and like she's wanted her whole life just to be a host. And like I think she's going to do such a good job. So I'm very, very happy. Obviously, like, yes, clearly I want to be up in the spotlight doing stuff again too. But my time will come, as they do, right? Okay, so let's see. Julie won. Okay, wait. Julie posted with Taylor about Taylor's new jury roundtable hosting job. So I wonder, because now Taylor is now the jury roundtable host, does that mean we will never see Taylor on Big Brother again? Because they're not going to take away that job from her. So I'm assuming that means that she won't ever be on a Big Brother season.
What I'm thinking is maybe what? It's the weirdest thing. Sorry. Excuse me, everybody. I thought my daughter's school was just calling me, but it was some rando. I think that they're not sure what they're gonna do, and I think that because they did this big like AI switch up, I think Big Brother is like, okay, what can we do next? How do we switch it up? Like, I don't think they're gonna always follow the same rules. So it's possible that if they let her do this roundtable, that she could play again, because
I don't know. I feel like that it means if she's doing it, that she'll never play again.
I wondered something else. I wonder if Julie is starting to want to step down from it because she's older and she's done it for many years. So like she's like, okay, give me my award to Us Weekly. Let me get like another Emmy. Let me do something, and let me find somebody to just host this damn thing.
Yeah. Her thing is the Pioneer. That's her title, the Pioneer.
Oh,
right. So you think Taylor would take over for hosting?
I think that Julie is starting to look, maybe not this year, but like, okay, let's see how she does at roundtable. I think Julie's starting to look for an exit from being that. For you don't want to go out at the bottom. You want to go out like at the top where you're still
like the middle. Like, yeah, of course.
I mean, like the most she's well regarded. Like she'll get an award like the Pioneer from Us Weekly. if you see a bunch more awards,
there will be a chance for me to be the jury roundtable host. Still.
Yeah, seriously, because and this is like CBS is cheap, so all you need to do is just tell them that, like, hey,
No, it's unfortunately, I hear that I am not being taken seriously for that role. So it's not me. They don't take me seriously for that role, but that's okay.
Well, for roundtable, maybe not because you're you have the opinions and like some fight in you and stuff like that. But I think if Julie Chen, this is my prediction. If we start to see Julie win a bunch more awards in around the end of this season and like maybe next season or even now, that she is starting her gracious exit and they're starting to think who could possibly take this over. That's why they had Jerry O'Connell come in. I know she was out and really sick, but like they were like, oh, maybe him. They're getting Taylor involved. They're trying more people out.
I think it would have to be like Taylor's the only person that would be able to do the Julie Chen job.
I agree. I don't think
there's no way that they're gonna hire a dude. Like they're just not.
I was gonna say the only other contestant that I think could do it and do it well would be Marcellus because he's a professional host and he's seasoned. But I don't think they want to pull a guy in to do it. I think they want like Taylor.
Especially not when their other major reality shows are all hosted by males. They can't.
I agree.
They can't have a whole block of all reality hosted by males. Like, sorry, you just
right, because CBS in particular does. And then also Marcellus is going to host on E! Channel, and like so Taylor is like theirs. She is a CBS, even though she did pageants and stuff. She is a CBS Big Brother created. Whatever. I just have this feeling that they are seeing if she could be the potential Big Brother replacement for Julie, whether it's gradual and they have a little more Taylor. Or whether they're considering it, because Julie is not going to do this forever. You don't want to do it past when you're done or you're tired or you're sick of it. Or maybe I'm wrong. Maybe Julie does it till the show ends, till the apocalypse. But I just had this feeling that they're interested.
I don't think Julie wants to do it forever. Like, I think it's like probably must come a point where she's not an executive producer on it. She's not Jeff Probst. Like Jeff Probst will go to the grave and still host Survivor. Like he's not going to give up Survivor.
No.
I think Phil like loves hosting and I don't see him wanting to leave his shows either. But like, you know, Julie's not an executive producer. She's not like, and Phil is also like takes a major role in all of his shows as well. So I don't know. We'll see. I guess we'll see. But yeah, I mean, I think if
I say Julie great.
Big Brother, I think they would have to have, I just don't know, like who else would it even be? Like
that's why I agree with you that I cannot picture one other single person that would be great for it and fresh and like Taylor's. You said it, like she's been primed for it, like pageant style. So I would think that if they were to replace her, unless randomly, because you know networks love to do this, they love to be like so sure it's going to be Taylor, and then last second be like it's going to be Daniel Fishel, like you know
exactly, like Drew Barrymore.
Yeah, or not even Drew, like so, like possibly yes, but like somebody so random, like a sitcom star from whatever.
Yeah.
We used to call it like Alan Thicke, where like
oh yeah,
he was an actor and wasn't even considered for size. So I had a bunch of guy friends that would land hosting gigs and be like in the final talks and whatever. And then these were like younger dudes or good looking guys. And then they'd be like, actually, Alan Thicke's going to do it. Or actually somebody totally random.
Oh, yeah.
So
the Backstreet Boy.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, same thing happened with me. I had a show. That's why I said Daniel Fishel, because I actually had a show that I wrote, produced, pitched, brought, auditioned, and did everything from E. And they were like, we love it. We took it. Then they auditioned Daniel Fishel for it and said, I'm sorry, we're going to go with her. And I went with my show. And
also, like, there's always a chance they do what the Big Brother UK team did, which was they have, like, their two main hosts, and then they rotate with a host for their shows. So, like, they'll have their, like, main hosts who are both contestants, and then they have, like, another host come in who was also a contestant. So, like, it could be like it could be I think it's a guy and a girl in the UK. So it could be like a guy and a girl in the US and then like rotate between bringing another host from a Big Brother season, like to
Yeah.
come in and like work with them on hosting something like that too. But
This makes a lot of sense with what they're doing currently too, by being like, okay, Jack's gonna do this night, Taylor's doing this night. Randomly, let's pull Derek back from a few seasons
why
before.
did they pull in Derek? Like,
Derek makes no sense to me. Like, they really, if they're gonna pull somebody from a few seasons ago, then like, why not pull in Rachel? Why not pull, pull in anybody? He doesn't make sense
Derek
to
is like
me.
such a random winner from like just because Big Brother 16 was popular, maybe, but like
I don't
he's
even
random.
remember it.
Yeah. I don't know. Like this, I'm telling you, like nobody even likes Derek. Well, I don't think. I mean, I'm sure he has fans, but like whatever.
To me, he's not like a Big Brother classic, nor is he like a star that I don't even think of him as one. Even though he won, I don't think of him as like a Big Brother star.
No, I don't think of him as a big. I mean, people talk about him, like he's definitely talked about, but like so is Dan, and Dan was just like Dan's more popular, I think, than Derek, and I don't know. We'll see what happens. Who knows? But I mean, I feel like we're gonna all have a lot of fun waiting for Sunday to come. So we will be back with you on Monday talking about the live 2 hour finale of Big Brother. We will be breaking it down here on the Reality After Show. But Jenn, do you have any final words?
Nope. I think that it can't come soon enough. I'm excited to finally get with the longest, and I had so much fun looking at it and doing it that it almost became my entire world. So I am looking forward to finally knowing who wins, and then stepping away for a second, because I almost feel like I'm in Big Brother because I watch it so much and talk about it so much that I'm like, please just tell me who wins so I can like stop thinking about it, because I'm thinking about it way too much. I was like trying to think of the right way to put it. It's just that I'm thinking about it too much.
Yeah, 100%. I'm very excited about it. I mean, it's the end. So this next few days are going to be like live feeds torture, but it's still fun to see them like talking to each other and getting to know each
That's
other.
what I meant. I've got the tick. It's like almost like a nicotine addiction for like a cigarette. I want another hit of Big Brother, but because the feeds are boring, I'm scouring for any tweet, any little perk of information, and I'm like,
you will not
I've
get
never ever done that. Not even for apprentice stuff. It's like I'm like
but at the end of the season, it's like paint drying because there's only 3 of them in there. But Cam better make some moves. I think that's the like end all say all for this week. Cam better make some moves and make sure that he is guaranteed that Chelsea's going to bring him to final 2. Otherwise, he's going to be out final 3, which is, Mackenzie. I would love to see Mackenzie Chelsea final 2 at this point, because we know Chelsea's going to win no matter what.
Who do you want to win? Final thing. Who do you want to win?
I do want Chelsea to win. She's just played such a great game, and she's been a mastermind this entire season, and she's really been thinking about the game. So like every move she makes, she thinks about, and she's very logical about it. And look, she's likable. Everyone likes her. She's a friend to everyone. She hasn't ever been up in people's business or faces or like doing anything crazy. She's won competitions. She's been the puppet master. She's played a very legendary Big Brother season. Like in general, she has played one of the best Big Brother seasons I think that we have seen in a long time. So I would love to see Chelsea win. I agree. Mackenzie's played a great Big Brother season too. So let's get Mackenzie. If Mackenzie gets her second place, I'm okay with that.
With Mackenzie, I think that Mackenzie is impossibly beautiful. She is this gorgeous, statuesque, athletic, caring. I do think genuine, but a little full of herself with the like, oh, my social media girl will handle that about her Instagram. Young, she has some lessons to learn, but I think Mackenzie's future is so bright, regardless of this, that Mackenzie's going to go on to be a superstar. Mackenzie's going to model stuff and be part of
and she'll be on the challenge too.
The challenge. She's going to be dating an NFL player. Like, Mackenzie's life is just beginning.
Yeah.
So, it's one of those things where you don't have to win Big Brother to win Big Brother.
So
I think
Mackenzie and Matt, not happening. No.
please
No.
God, no.
I think Matt's gonna try to go for it, and I hope that they keep them apart because Mackenzie like still talks about it, which is so weird. So I'm like, God, I like hope that she like they keep them apart, and I hope she realizes how cringe he was this past few months.
This is what I was saying. This is why I was like, I feel like this is like quitting smoking, that I have to quit Big Brother temporarily because I'm so obsessed with it that I will want to know at like the after party when they're together, like what happens. Like, did Matt approach Mackenzie and did she run away, or like what happened? Like, I want to know.
So he's
and I
definitely
don't want
approaching
to know. I don't
Yes.
want to know.
He is approaching her.
Yeah.
He is going to totally lay down all the lines, the Mac, I've been posting on TikTok about waiting around for you. If Mackenzie's parents are like pro Matt, then like she might
That's so
like,
true.
so right. Chat him up. But like if her mom is like, Mackenzie, I'm glad you're out, like stay away from Matt.
Yes.
Then she's gonna stay away from Matt.
You're so right. If they're like, that Matt's a nice boy, she'll like him. And if they're like, no, she'll say no. You're so right.
That's Tucker Rubina, 100% going home together, finale night, staying in the same hotel room. I was disappointed in Rubina's answer, but I felt like it was an answer of a girl that was like not expecting anything. Yeah.
Yes. Protecting her. Doesn't want to look stupid, because what if Tucker's out there already dating people, making Instagrams, or saying Rubina was a nice girl, but that was just for the house. Yeah. Rubina's answer was entirely a girl protecting her heart. And I was like, oh.
I know. I was really sad about it because I was like, he likes you. Stop it.
Yeah.
They're going home together. They're gonna like definitely like have a relationship, give it a try. I don't know. I mean, I hope that they like work out, but they don't live in the same city. We'll see. We'll see what happens. Then what about Cam and Chelsea? Okay, so this is my prediction. So either Chelsea doesn't go to the after party because she's like has interviews the next day, all that stuff, because they usually are very busy. Cam goes to the after party for sure. I do wonder if after the fact they do get together, or if Cam gives her a few calls because, they're like the two new, like Chelsea's like the hot new thing, right? Like she just won Big Brother. Is Cam gonna like be all about that life? Or is he gonna just like go back to his, dogs at the crib?
Unless Cam pulls out some miracle move and wins the second part and like the third part and takes out Chelsea in that big move he said he might have to make someday. Unless something crazy like that happens, which would really upset her, because I do think she believes in their relationship, and then she couldn't win.
Right.
Unless that complete alternative universe, which by the way, I fully welcome for that to happen, just because it would be such chaos. It would be insane to see.
No, my heart would break.
No. I actually felt really like yucky saying that. I'm like, no, Chelsea really deserves to win. That would suck so bad, but it would be exciting at least.
It would be exciting. It would be something to like be like, oh my gosh, to talk about.
Unless that happens, I think they'll at the very least be very good friends. But I just have a feeling that Cam and Chelsea do have some sort of romantic inclination towards each other, who did not want to have any semblance of a showmance, and are going to see what happens outside the house.
Yeah. They go on the challenge together.
Yeah. I mean, it might be nothing, might be something, but
they'll go on the challenge together, and then in that challenge house they'll still not have a showmance. No, I'm just kidding.
Also possibly Chelsea wins this and is like,
I think when Chelsea wins, I think that Cam will give her a kiss, because she's like, I just want a kiss from Cam. I feel like he would.
And then I was just gonna say that. I agree. And then I think she might be over it.
Yeah. Yeah. She might, especially after him, not after him like playing this long game, and she might be like, yeah, whatever. I'm like, can move on. There's all these other new attention guys.
Yeah, I think that they genuinely, Cam plans on like, I think Chelsea wins. If she were to win, Cam then maybe can like you know, give her a kiss, that kiss that she wants. And then all of a sudden, I think Chelsea gets the ick and realizes like her world is wide open and she doesn't want to just be like hang out with just like the dogs at the crib and is like, wait, what?
Yeah.
And I think Chelsea.
Although, I mean, Cam has like got to have something going on for him. He's a physical therapist and
charismatic as hell. He's smart.
So
He's great.
charismatic. He's so attractive. He's like
Oh,
smart. Obviously, to be a physical therapist, you have to be smart. And
yes,
like, I mean, he's obviously got like something going for him.
a lot. He's charismatic. He's handsome. He's athletic, although he showed none of it during the show. He has his head on his shoulders. He's chill. He's, you know, doing well for himself. He's well liked. Like Cam is a great catch. So I'm not saying that she would be like, ew, because he's like a nobody, but I just don't know if we'll see what happens if and when Chelsea wins, where that takes her, because it may take her beyond Cam simply based on opportunities and just separation and stuff like that, or it might be like, you know, a secret. I always pronounce you and your husband's name together wrong. I can't say Rachel. I like call it Bretchel. I've called you guys like Bretchel, Brazel. It's so easy, Bretchel. Like they might be like a secret Bretchel, and maybe they'll have like lots of babies and be in love and be whatever. But I don't know.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see. The sky is open. All right. Well, this is amazing. Where can people find you, Jenn?
So if you want to find me on Twitter, it's at Jenn Hoffman. All other socials are Jenn Hoffman High with an HI. And if you are somebody out there who knows about YouTube, I'm locked out of my YouTube and this is the few people, everyone's been going, you have to get in touch with their creator team. My account was created before there were creator accounts. So I'm serious. If you're a person who knows something about YouTube, please drop something in the comments and say you can help me get my YouTube account. Oh, you too. Rachel and I with YouTube.
Too. And my TikTok or my Twitter.
Yeah, drop a comment or hit us up if you're somebody who can help us poor souls get back into our accounts. But for now, just tune into After Show, which is at After Show on YouTube for more of us, for more of the other reality shows like Survivor, House of Villains, The Challenge, just so much going on. So you can find me there too.
Me too. And you can find me at Rachel E. Reilly Viegas on Instagram, at Rachel Reilly Viegas on the interwebs of TikTok. And the interwebs, I was like thinking, what am I thinking? What am I saying? And you can subscribe to the Reality After Show because we're here every single week. So I think that's the best place to find us, really, truly. And then you can like find us all over the internet. But yeah, we will be here on Monday with a very special Eviction Big Brother to, you know, just gossip and talk you guys through it. And we will see you next week while we talk about all other reality shows like The Golden Bachelor and all the fun shows that we didn't get to talk about today.
Give me my Queen's wave.
Yes. All right. Well, see you guys later.